There have been concerns raised about how Judge Aileen Cannon is handling Trump's classified document case. While some have argued that it's simply due to the young judge's inexperience, others have made more serious allegations, such as the judge purposely prolonging the case to give Trump breathing room. Let's analyze this.
Will ask to antiquity. I mean, this is such a tight case. The evidence is so overwhelming.
Such a tight case. The evidence is overwhelming. And yet, despite all that, despite how overwhelming the evidence is, a trial date is nowhere in sight because of the judge. Trump appointee Judge Aileen Cannon, slow walking this tight, overwhelming case to last the ages every step of the way.
Cannon's handling of the Trump case has been closely watched, as critics say she's taking too long to settle legal challenges from the former president, aiding his quest to delay any trial past the November election. The New York Times reported that 2 federal judges in South Florida, including the district's chief judge, urged Cannon to forego overseeing the criminal prosecution when she was first assigned the classified documents case in 2023. The following clip was posted 10 months ago.
We begin our report with an indictment to come and an indictment amended. First, to the amendment. Federal prosecutors have filed additional charges against Donald Trump in the classified documents case. The former president now faces 1 new count of willful retention of national defense information and 2 new obstruction counts.
Trump faces 37 charges, including more than 30 violations of the Espionage Act, over allegations he stored dozens of classified documents at his Florida resort and refused to return them to the FBI and the National Archives. He and his aide, Walt Nauta, are also charged with making false statements and conspiring to obstruct justice. Nauta's trial also starts on May 20th. The indictment alleges that Trump was personally involved in packing the classified documents as he left the White House in 2021, that he then bragged about having these secret materials and pushed his own lawyer to mislead the FBI about what he had stored at his Florida resort Mar-a-Lago.
But this particular claim, the special counsel is unconstitutional for a district judge operating under Supreme Court precedent, Melissa. Like, it should be pretty straightforward, right?
Girls, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. So, yes, not only has the issue of whether the special counsel comports with the strictures of constitutional law, that's been settled. That's been addressed in multiple courts, settled. We don't have to rehash that.
According to the news.yahoo.com article published by Eden Teshholm on Sunday, 23rd June 2024, an MSNBC legal analyst warned Judge Aileen Cannon to stay in her lane, as she's set to continue a hearing into the next week, arguing that the special counsel for former President Trump's classified documents case was illegally appointed. Girl, stay in your lane, Melissa Murray, MSNBC legal analyst and New York Times University law professor, said in comments directed at Cannon during Friday's edition of All In with Chris Hayes, in comments highlighted by Mediate. Cannon heard the first day of arguments Friday as Trump's lawyers once again hoped to dismiss, or at the very least delay, what has been widely seen as the most clear cut of the former president's 4 legal cases. The following clip was posted by CNN 11 months ago. CNN had claimed to exclusively obtain the audio recording of the 2021 meeting at Bedminster, New Jersey, where former President Donald Trump discusses holding secret documents he did not declassify.
You will clearly hear the former president as he is speaking to several people. According to the special counsel's indictment, they include a writer working on Mark Meadows' memoir, the publisher, and 2 of Trump's staff members. The president was aware he was being recorded. This is the first time it is being played publicly.
These are bad, sick people.
That was your coup, against you.
It started right at the
beginning.
beginning.
When Millie's talking about, you were going to try to do a coup. No, they were trying to do that before you even were sworn in. That's right. Trying to overthrow your election.
Well, with Millie, let me see that. I'll show you an example. He said that I wanted to attack Iran.
Judge Cannon, a Trump appointee to the bench, has been characterized by some as a partisan sympathizer towards the former president. Her willingness to entertain this latest claim from the Trump camp has raised alarm bells, considering that the special counsel selection process was blanketed in legal precedent.
When Trump lawyer Emile Bovee claimed that the existence of a special counsel amounted to a shadow government, Cannon replied, "That sounds very ominous, but what does that mean?" Trump's lawyer, of course, did not answer Cannon's question. He just repeated his argument that Jack Smith was somehow inappropriately appointed. But his failure to answer does not matter in the end. Judge Cannon's decision to entertain such novel arguments and to eat up more time on the clock was in itself another in a series of wins for Trump and his defense.
According to the article published by CNN by Holmes LeBrand and Evan Perez on Friday, June 21st, 2024, District Judge Aileen Cannon appeared skeptical of Donald Trump's argument that Jack Smith's appointment as special counsel didn't meet the constitutional requirements, but she also displayed what has been a common distrust of prosecutors during a day-long session Friday. Trump is arguing that Smith, who has brought charges against Trump in Florida and Washington, D.C., was unlawfully appointed as special counsel. At the center of Trump's argument is the claim that Attorney General Merrick Garland does not have the legal authority to appoint someone as special counsel who hasn't been confirmed by the Senate. The Justice Department says that the Attorney General has ample authority to appoint inferior officers, which would include special counsels.
We're learning that 2 federal judges advised Cannon to step aside. She rejected them. You hear others, though, Dave Ehrenberg, saying that maybe all of this is more a matter of inexperience than anything else. What do you take away from this?
I think with regard to Judge Cannon's, behavior and her consistent rulings in Trump's favor, we're way beyond the point of, characterizing her merely as inexperienced.
According to the independent.co.uk article published by Gustav Kalender, the judge in Trump's classified documents trial was privately urged to pass on the case to Judge Aileen Cannon, who was urged by 2 more experienced jurists to pass on the classified documents case after she was assigned to it in June last year. The 2 more experienced Southern Florida judges told Cannon it would be best if she passed the case on to one of their colleagues, but she ultimately ignored that suggestion and chose to remain in charge of the proceedings, according to the New York Times. The judges, one of whom is Southern District of Florida Chief Justice Cecilia Altanago, approached Cannon after she was assigned the case last June. Cannon's assignment prompted concerns regarding her limited trial experience and how she had previously intervened in the Department of Justice's investigation that ultimately led to Trump's indictment. A 3-judge panel decided that Cannon lacked the legal authority to intervene in the criminal probe, reversing an order that prevented prosecutors from viewing classified records seized at Mar-a-Lago.
Jack Smith, nominated by President Biden or confirmed by the U.S. Senate.
Look, you're asking me about a case again, motions filed.
This is a simple question.
No, I'm not.
Was Jack Smith nominated by President Biden?
No, he was not.
Was he confirmed by the Senate?
No, he was not.
When was the special counsel statute passed?
There is no special counsel statute. There was an independent counsel statute that was expired.
So it expired. So what gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist, and without authorization from Congress.
According to the article published by FoxNews.com by Brianna Hurley, published June 4th, 2024, Garland testified before the House Judiciary Committee and was questioned by Macy on Smith's appointment to oversee the classified documents and January 6th probe into former President Donald Trump. What gives you the authority to appoint a special counsel to create? You've created an office in the U.S. government that does not exist without authorization from Congress, Macy posed to Garland. Macy referenced amicus briefs in the cases brought by the DOJ against Trump, filed by former Attorney General Ed Macy under Ronald Reagan, in which he argues that the case that Garland's appointment of Smith, a private citizen, is in violation of the Appointments Clause of the Constitution. Stay tuned for more analysis. Thanks for watching the Daily News. God bless America.